Topic: Changing the Narrative, From Political Withdrawal to Public Leadership, written by Professor Mannix E. Paul, Ph.D., LL.D., Hons, Me Foundation. Monthly Lecture, Series 79, July 11, 2026. Christian commitment should go beyond preaching to actively shape society through biblical leadership. Many Christians have long believed that politics is inherently corrupt, making it seem incompatible with genuine faith. This view discourages honest, wise, and godly individuals from engaging in public roles, leaving leadership to those who may lack moral integrity. While worries about corruption and injustice are valid, avoiding politics isn't the biblical solution. Scripture urges believers to be agents of change, not passive spectators of societal decline. Christians are called to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world, Matthew 5:13-16, influencing all areas, government, policy, and civic duty, with truth, justice, compassion, and honesty. Politics itself is not inherently evil. It is a vital tool for governing societies, administering justice, making laws, managing resources, and shaping the future of nations. Like education, business, medicine, or law, politics is morally neutral. Its true nature depends on the values, principles, and integrity of those in leadership roles. When virtuous and capable leaders step back from public service, it creates a vacuum often filled by individuals motivated by self-interest rather than the common good. Therefore, the problem isn't that politics is inherently corrupt, but that corruption thrives when righteous leadership is missing. The time has come to change the narrative. Rather than retreating from public life, Christians must reclaim their biblical mandate to influence society through principled leadership and responsible civic engagement. The church's mission extends beyond the walls of the sanctuary and beyond pulpit-centered ministry. It includes raising leaders who will serve faithfully in government, shape public policy, defend justice, protect the vulnerable, uphold the rule of law, and promote the welfare of their communities. Transforming nations requires more than preaching from the pulpit. It demands courageous men and women who will carry biblical values into legislative chambers, executive offices, courtrooms, boardrooms, and every institution where decisions are made. When Christians embrace public leadership without compromising their faith, they become instruments through whom God advances justice, restores hope, strengthens institutions, and blesses nations. As Scripture declares, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. Proverbs 29:2. The future of our societies depends not on the church withdrawing from politics, but on righteous leaders stepping forward to transform it. One of the greatest misconceptions of our time is the assumption that politics itself is evil. The real problem is not politics, but the abuse of political power. Corruption does not originate from the institution of government. It originates from individuals who place personal ambition above public service. We do not condemn business because some business executives are dishonest. We do not reject medicine because some doctors act unethically. Likewise, politics should not be condemned because some politicians have abused public trust. The failure of individuals should never define the purpose of an institution. In a real sense, government was established to promote order, justice, peace, and the common good. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 13:1 that there is no authority except that which God has established. Political authority, therefore, is not outside God's plan. It is part of His divine order for society. The consequences of abandoning politics to those without moral conviction are evident in many developing nations. Weak institutions, corruption, poverty, insecurity, unemployment, abuse of power, and poor governance have become recurring challenges because too many people of integrity have remained spectators rather than participants. Democracy cannot produce justice if righteous people refuse to lead. Every society eventually reflects the values of those who govern it. When leadership is driven by greed, selfishness, and impunity, citizens inevitably suffer. Conversely, when leadership is characterized by wisdom, justice, accountability, and compassion, nations flourish. The Bible leaves no ambiguity about the relationship between righteous leadership and national well-being. Proverbs 29:2 declares, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan." This profound truth remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. People's rejoicing is not merely emotional happiness, it is the natural outcome of good governance. Righteous leadership creates security, protects justice, strengthens institutions, encourages economic growth, and promotes peace. Wicked leadership produces the opposite: fear, oppression, corruption, injustice, and national decline. If Christians truly desire societies where justice prevails, then they cannot remain absent from the very places where policies are made and decisions affecting millions of lives are taken. The scriptures consistently demonstrate that God calls his people to positions of public leadership. Joseph did not isolate himself from government. He became the prime minister of Egypt during one of the nation's greatest economic crises. His wisdom, integrity, and dependence on God transformed impending famine into national survival and regional prosperity. Daniel served under several pagan governments without compromising his faith. Although surrounded by corruption and political intrigue, he remained faithful to God while earning the confidence of kings because an excellent spirit was in him. Daniel 6:3. His integrity became his greatest qualification for leadership. Nehemiah provides another compelling example. Serving in the Persian government, he used his position not for personal enrichment, but to rebuild Jerusalem's walls, restore national dignity, and strengthen public security. Esther similarly demonstrates that political influence is a divine opportunity for service rather than personal privilege. Faced with the possible destruction of her people, she courageously declared her willingness to risk everything for justice, inspired by Mordecai's timeless challenge. "Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Esther 4:14. Moses, though known primarily as a prophet, was also a national leader who established systems of justice, administration, and governance for Israel. These biblical examples reveal that public leadership and faithful service to God are not contradictory. They are often complementary. Even Jesus Christ, although he did not seek political office, never withdrew from public issues. He confronted corruption, challenged hypocrisy, defended the oppressed, spoke against injustice, and taught principles that remain foundational for ethical governance. His model of servant leadership transformed the understanding of authority by teaching that true greatness lies not in domination, but in service. Jesus declared in Matthew 5:14-16, "You are the light of the world." Light fulfills its purpose not by avoiding darkness, but by entering it and overcoming it. Likewise, Christians fulfill their calling not by retreating from difficult institutions, but by bringing truth, justice, compassion, and integrity into every sphere of society. One of the greatest mistakes Christians can make is believing that withdrawing from politics preserves holiness. In reality, disengagement often permits corruption to flourish unchecked. Systems do not become righteous automatically. They are transformed when people of character assume responsibility. History consistently shows that societies change when principled leaders are willing to serve sacrificially rather than seek personal gain. The absence of righteous leadership creates a vacuum that is frequently filled by individuals whose primary motivation is power instead of service. This does not mean that Christians should enter politics carelessly or compromise their convictions for political advantage. On the contrary, believers must approach public service differently. They must recognize politics as a calling to serve rather than an opportunity to accumulate wealth or prestige. Character must always precede ambition. Integrity, humility, accountability, and the fear of God should remain non-negotiable. Decisions should be guided by biblical principles of justice, honesty, compassion, stewardship, and respect for human dignity, rather than by political expediency or partisan interests. Modern political leadership also demands competence. Good intentions alone cannot solve complex national challenges. Christians aspiring to public office must invest in education, leadership development, public administration, economics, law, technology, diplomacy, and policy analysis. Daniel excelled not merely because he prayed, but because he possessed exceptional wisdom and administrative competence. Faith and excellence must work together. The church should therefore prepare future leaders who are spiritually mature, intellectually equipped, professionally competent, and morally courageous. Equally important is the need to build communities of accountability. No leader succeeds alone. Christians in public office should surround themselves with mentors, spiritual advisors, professionals, and trusted colleagues who will provide wise counsel, honest feedback, and moral accountability. Leadership without accountability often leads to abuse of power. Accountability protects both the leader and the institutions they serve. Christians must also become courageous advocates for justice. The prophet Isaiah declared, "Learn to do good, seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow." Isaiah 1:17. Public office should become a platform for protecting the vulnerable, strengthening the rule of law, fighting corruption, expanding educational opportunities, creating jobs, promoting economic inclusion, and ensuring that public resources benefit all citizens rather than a privileged few. Another essential responsibility is mentoring the next generation. Nations are transformed not only by electing good leaders, but also by developing future leaders. Christian professionals, educators, pastors, business executives, and public servants should intentionally identify, train, and encourage young men and women of integrity to participate in governance. Leadership succession is essential for sustaining national progress. Alongside mentorship, believers should build networks of like-minded individuals across political parties, academia, civil society, business, and faith communities who share a commitment to ethical leadership, constitutional democracy, and national development. Sustainable reform is rarely achieved by isolated individuals. It is accomplished through collective vision, shared values, and strategic collaboration. The future of our nation depends not only on economic reforms or constitutional amendments, but also on the moral quality of those entrusted with leadership. The church must therefore shift its paradigm. Instead of merely praying for good leaders, it must also produce them. Instead of criticizing government from a distance, it must prepare men and women capable of governing with wisdom, competence, integrity, and compassion. Instead of teaching that politics belongs to the corrupt, it must teach that leadership belongs to those who fear God and love justice. The time has come for Christians to reclaim their biblical mandate as agents of transformation across every sphere of society, including government. Politics should no longer be seen as a forbidden territory, but as a strategic mission field where faith, integrity, justice, and servant leadership can shape the destiny of nations. God continues to raise Josephs to manage economies, Daniels to offer wise counsel, Esther's to defend the vulnerable, Nehemiah to rebuild broken institutions, and Moses to establish justice. The question before the church is no longer whether Christians should participate in politics. The more important question is whether our communities can afford the continued absence of righteous leadership. Scripture has already given the answer. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. Proverbs 29:2. If we long for societies marked by justice, peace, accountability, and prosperity, then Christians must move beyond the comfort of observation to the responsibility of participation. The transformation of nations begins when people of faith enter public life with unwavering conviction, uncompromising integrity, professional excellence, and an unshakable commitment to serving God by serving humanity. Courtesy of Me Foundation, committed to human capacity building worldwide. Just a voice of reasoning in a complex dispensation. Thank you for listening. Please share to inspire others.